Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? It's me, Mr. Forecast Killer. So this was something that was asked of me to do. My Xbox fans, who also follow me in the Xbox Live, they have asked me to watch the XO18 from Mexico City that was being held 2 days ago, I believe, or 3 days ago. To watch the entire 2.5 hours and then dissect on what I have seen in 2.5 hours to give my thoughts and opinions on this XO18 Xbox show that was being presented. This is similar to what Sony does, to what Sony did with PlayStation Experience. So Xbox has their own experience, if you will, their own show that's pretty hefty, pretty long. It's about 2.5 hours, and they covered a lot of stuff. So let me briefly just talk about what I have seen in 2.5 hours, because people ask me, what is your thoughts, what are your opinions about this show this year, XO18 from Mexico City? Well, it was pretty interesting. The best way that I can sum it up for you, it's kind of like overtime. It's E3 show overtime. It's like, think of it like E3 show 2018 part 1.5. You know, it's like an updated version of E3 show 1.5. It's what it is. So whatever that we couldn't get into more details on the E3 show, they kind of showed it here. They showed us pretty much all the same games that we knew about, but in more depth of detail. For example, the Crackdown 3, it's coming on February 15th, and it will be available. That was a pretty cool news. I was like, finally, we get to play the Crackdown 3. They also talked about the PUBG Players Unknown Battlegrounds. Now it's included with the Game Pass, so you get to play Battleground Players Unknown. If you are into that and you're looking to purchase a console, there you go. I think Xbox really gives people a great value and a deal. When you purchase a console, automatically when you get the Xbox Game Pass, you got tons and tons of games to play. Not to mention every exclusive game that will be coming out from now and till whenever, depending on how long this Xbox Game Pass lasts, okay? Which I think it will last for a long time. It's a pretty good deal. So that's a kind of cool news. So for those of you who love PUBG, Player Battlegrounds Unknown, Players Unknown's Battlegrounds, PU. I mean, it's such a mouthful of a name, isn't it? Couldn't they figure some better name for this game? Like, just survive on the ground or something like that. But it's a PUBG. Everybody knows that it's PUBG. Player Unknown Battlegrounds. And that's what he was advertising here. You guys know who this gentleman is. And another thing that they talked about as well was the Game Pass, that you can join Game Pass now for this holiday for $1 a month. That was pretty cool. And then this is the developer of the Crackdown 3. And he also gave some good news regarding a game. There's going to be this new feature. It's a new multiplayer feature. I forgot the name. I know what it was. It was like Wrecking Zone. It was a Wrecking Zone. Yeah, Wrecking Zone. Pretty cool feature. So whether you're playing it on the Xbox original one, fat one, or whether you're playing it on the S, or whether you're playing it on the PC, or whether you're playing it on the X or S or PC, doesn't really matter. They will be able to see the damage all across the platforms, and that's kind of cool. That's the one unique thing about the Crackdown 3 is the fact that it's cross-platform, and it's something that it really caught my attention. And this is what I noticed. The wider, the bigger. When I say wider, I mean the bigger spectrum of what Phil Spencer was looking for. Phil Spencer really is looking for to push a cross-platform. And I've noticed why he made these consoles, the Xbox One X, then the PC, played on PC, all these different types of consoles that he have invested into. I noticed that he's doing that because he really wants to push the cross-platform. And quite honestly, I love cross-platform. I love the fact that I can play my Forza Horizon anywhere I go. I love the fact that I can play State of Decay 2 on my PC and continue where I left off. Cross-platform, it's something that I think eventually will happen. Not just for the Microsoft, but I think it will happen eventually for Sony and Nintendo. I think they're going to have to join in because of such a high demand. You know, a public demand, majority of public demands that. It doesn't matter whether your executives agree or disagree, they will have to do it because they will be pressured to do so. And that's a good thing. I like cross-platform. Take the game with you anywhere, whatever you left off. Let's say you have to fly out to Vegas, LA, or Seattle, it doesn't matter. Or maybe overseas somewhere, you can take that with you and continue where you left off. So cross-platform is pretty cool. And that's what's so great about Crackdown 3 is the fact that you have that cross-platform. And I love it. And another cool announcement that the developer of the Crackdown 3 has mentioned was the fact that the Crackdown 1, it's going to be free to download. So you got from now till November 30th to download it for free. So go ahead, download the Crackdown 1 right now. It's backward compatible. It's also enhanced. So go ahead, download the Crackdown. It's free. Take the advantage of it. So that's pretty cool. What else there was that I... Oh yeah, the Phil Spencer was talking about the success that he had so far with the Xbox One S, with the Xbox One X, and I agree. I mean, he definitely has changed the industry of the Xbox. You know, he really, I mean, let's just be honest. And I don't mean to kiss the guys, but it's true. And I refuse to use the word you know, I said but these are the facts. You know, if it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have the Xbox where it is right now, or maybe it would be something totally different. He really saved the Xbox from a big giant competitor, PlayStation 4, that was just dominating in 2013. In 2013, 2014, PlayStation 4 was just dominating. You were able to walk into a store and buy an Xbox One. People didn't really care that much about it, but PlayStation 4 was just sold out. And he was able to sit at the table and look at everything, and he was able to redesign this whole Xbox experience and bring it into a much better light. So what he has achieved since 2013, it's a big milestone. So I think he deserves the applause. You know, I'm not a fanboy. I'm not an Xbox fanboy, but he deserves the applause. He also talked about because he achieved this, he made this happen. And I also want to talk about the Xbox One X. He actually talked about the Xbox One X. The 1 year anniversary, the first birthday. Xbox One X, it's an excellent console. If you love 4K HDR gaming, and if you want to play all of your third-party games with the best possible quality. One good example is Red Dead Redemption 2, Destiny 2, Assassin's Creed, Odyssey, even Soul Calibur 6 at 2560 by 1440 with a 120 hertz variable refresh rate on your QLED TV. It runs smooth like a butter. All of the third-party games like Far Cry 5 native 4K, there's tons and tons of, you know, all of the games just look amazing on the Xbox One X. You know, and he did exactly what he said he wanted to do with that Xbox One X. He never said, "I'm creating the best first-party AAA console." No, he never said that. He said, "I'm creating a console for people who invested into Xbox ecosystem, and they have all of these games. Well, guess what? Now you'll be able to enjoy them in the best possible way with your 4K television." And he did exactly that, what he set out to do. He never lied. He never said anything that was misleading or misinforming. He gave you exactly the trajectory of where this Xbox One X is going. Now, another great thing that has happened, obviously, was he talked about what was it, the Ninja Theory, and the fact that the Ninja Theory now, with the game like Hellblade, will be available to be purchased on December 18th. Will be the ultimate version of the game, and be some exclusive stuff there, from what I understand, for Hellblade, because now Ninja Theory is part of the 13 Studios. Yes, they did talk about the 13 Studios. I can't remember all of them top of my head, but Obsidian, it was the one that they mentioned. They were responsible for Knights of the Old Republic 2 and some other games that you guys may or may not know. So that's a total of 13 studios that Xbox One X now has. And that's pretty good news. That means now we will take the advantage of the the Xbox One X power that was built into it. Now, in terms of the new console, when is this going to happen? I really don't know. This is something that's totally kept secret, and obviously Phil Spencer avoid even spilling any kind of information about that, because he doesn't want to create confusion. He doesn't want people to be like, hey, well, why should I buy the Xbox One X? What's going on? You know, maybe I shouldn't buy it. You know, this new thing coming out. So right now he's avoiding totally to say anything regarding the plans for the future console and what that's going to be. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. We're still going to enjoy 1 more year, 2 more years of the Xbox One X, and after that we'll then hear the announcements of the new Xbox console. Because right now Xbox One X can easily handle native 4K, can easily handle a lot of these games and much better rendering. So it's not necessary for him to be kind of like breaking the ice and talking about what they're going to do to counter their competitor, which is Sony, with their PlayStation 5. So nothing was being mentioned about that and Scarlett and this and that. So he avoids totally talking about that, which is good. And what else? There was a Final Fantasy. Shinji Hashimoto, he was the Kingdom Hearts, not Final Fantasy, but the Kingdom Hearts 3 executive producer. They talked about the Kingdom Hearts a little bit. You know, it's not exclusive to Xbox. It's just a third-party game that will look better on the Xbox One X due to the fact that they have more power to utilize and give you the better version of the Kingdom Hearts 3 and stuff like that. It was mainly just the games on this. Like I said, think of XO18 as a E3 show 2018 1.5. Think of it like an E3 show 1.5, like overtime. Like we're going into overtime, and that's the way I look at the this XO18. So what else did we have here? I'm trying to remember all these different things. Of course, they talked about the Xbox Game Pass, and you guys know how I feel about the Xbox Game Pass. It's awesome. The amount of games that you get, the amount of content that you get with the backward compatibility. If you purchase Xbox One X this holiday season, I think this Black Friday you will be able to buy Xbox One X Larry Herb, he said you will be able to buy Xbox One X for $400. So do you want to wait in line? I think it's worth it, man. I would definitely wait in line for Xbox One X for $100, dude. That's a great value. You getting a really awesome console with your 4K TV. You're getting Xbox Game Pass. If you go pay $1 to go with that, you get the entire month for $1 to get you started. And then after that, it's like, I think, $10. So, and then you pay $400. You get a 4K built into it, 4K player, 4K streaming, Dolby Vision streaming. Get to play Red Dead Redemption 2 in native 4K with a, bad implementation of HDR, but it's still HDR. However, you'll get to experience all of these third-party games, including a Battlefield 5. If you choose to go with the EA Access, you get to play it early, and you get to pay only $53 instead of $60. So there's a lot of cool things happening for the Xbox, honestly. And I really liked this XO18. I like to call it E3 Show 1.5. Because that's really what it is. They continued where they left off this June of 2018 of E3 show. They really continued where they left off. So whatever they didn't talk about in more detail, they saved it for November XO18. So a lot of cool stuff. And what else we have here? This was the developers of Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is pretty cool. I mean, I play it sometimes. And there's this new thing, Arena, online match arena, where you get to play against the other ships and whatnot, the other players, other pirates. My only thing with the Sea of Thieves, I would recommend that they give you more options, that they expand the map even bigger. That would be cool. And also for them to give you the abilities to design the ship the way you wanted it to design. Also to be able to do some kind of like a team-based match where you can have 5 versus 5, and each every person who is the team leader can have their own ship, their own preference ship built the way they want it or something like that. I mean, there's so many cool things they can do, and I think they will do it. They're listening to the feedback, so they were talking about Sea of Thieves. There's some extra content coming out. But nothing too crazy, And the one guy here, they were celebrating the Xbox One X birthday, and this Xbox One X console was given to one guy, one lucky guy. That was over here. I don't know if I can get him here or not. Oh, there he is. This guy, this dude right here. He had Gears of War. He had the Mexican flag shirt and Gears of War, and they gave it to him. So it was kind of nice and symbolic that he got that Xbox One X. As you can see, he was very happy and just stoked and happy to have this console for free. So good for him. Cheers. Awesome. What else there was? They did talk about the Z Hunter State of Decay 2 Z Hunter update. They're working on the new weapons. They're building a much more difficult zombies and enemies for you. They're basically what they're doing. They're putting all these different updates to make it even more difficult for you to survive State of Decay 2. And they're working on that. My friend Ron John, he plays State of Decay 2. I honestly never got a chance to really get into it because, guys, as you know, I'm very busy. I mean, I wish that I had time to play all these games, but honestly, it's tough for me to play all of these games, considering just that I work my main job, I do this, my personal life. So it's really kind of hard for me to have enough time to play. I would love to have time to play all these games. I mean, I would, but this is type of a game that you have to invest a lot of time and effort to truly appreciate it. So they talked about the Z Hunter And this was the developer, the guy who worked on it, and he was giving away some other clues as to what they're going to be working on throughout the future and stuff like that. So pretty cool. And one of my favorites, honestly, was the it was right here. Hold on. One of my favorite was this game right here, Just Cause 4. Just Cause 4. I love the Just Cause 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm looking forward for this one. This game, it's insane. And honestly, this is going to be the two games I will be playing. Red Dead Redemption 2 and this. Coming this December. And this game is just, it's crazy. There's hurricanes, there's tornadoes. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do. I mean, there's endless possibilities what you can do in this game, and it's just going to be a lot of crazy fun. Can't wait to see what people are going to do with this game and what they're going to achieve. There he is. He was talking to the developer right here, with this guy right here. Forgot his name. And so can't wait for that. Can't wait for the Just Cause 4. You know, it looks pretty cool. I liked it. It's so much fun. This game is just going to be so much fun for all of you guys. The tornadoes are just amazing in this game. The weather effects, everything is just top notch. There's a tornado in the distance, and I can't wait to play it. Honestly, it's coming out soon, December 4th. Like 3 weeks away, so can't wait for this. Can't believe we're in holiday season. So they were basically talking about the games, more games. There's a little talk about the Minecraft here and there, and another cool feature they were talking about, like Devil May Cry. They talked about the Devil May Cry as well, and some cool accolades that we're going to get with the Devil May Cry, the new Devil May Cry. And there was some talk about independent games and stuff like that. But one cool feature was the announcements from the Razer. Razer dedicated custom keyboard and the mouse that's going to be available for the Xbox, meaning the Razer has partnered up with the Microsoft to create a keyboard and a mouse, and there's going to be a total of 14 games that will support mouse and keyboard. Now, I hope that Microsoft can make some kind of a deal with EA, since they already have EA access, to use the keyboard and the mouse with this Razer keyboard and the mouse that's going to be announced. They're still working on it. They haven't showed the product. They will announce it next year in January, CES Vegas, I think. And I can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see if they can implement a keyboard and a mouse with the Battlefield 5. I would definitely love to see Halo 5. I would love to see Battlefield 5 utilize the mouse and keyboard. I think it's just going to be a much better experience. You guys playing these wireless keyboards and the mouses on your couch with the mouse and the keyboard. You'll get much better experience, I think, on your Xbox One X when you're playing a Battlefield 5. Now, there's no announcements that there will be a support for Battlefield 5. I'm simply using a wishful thinking, hopefully, that they will do that in the future. Because the mouse and keyboard for the games like Battlefield 5, Black Ops 4, Call of Duty World War II, these are the types of games where people will appreciate using the keyboard and mouse, you know. And I think the guy from the Razer, there he is right here. The guy from the Razer was there. He was talking about the announcements that's going to happen in CES in January, CES Vegas. So we'll find out in January how they look like and how the keyboard is. It's going to have some pretty cool stuff in there. It's Razer, so Razer's going to use all kinds of different techniques to make it look better. But we'll see, you know. And then, of course, they talked about the 13 Studios. This is another thing. And, of course, here, this is where... what's his name? Larry Herb. He talked about this initiative, Xbox initiative, that has 13 studios now. Obsidian was the one that I know, and Ninja Theory. There's a bunch of other ones. I can't remember all of them top of my head, but they announced 13 studios. They're working currently on the future games, and some games you might see coming out next year. But this is pretty cool now that the Xbox One X has 13 studios in their pockets. And this is something now that's going to be a good competition for Sony. This is good news. Look, I mean, I like the direction that Phil Spencer is taking the Xbox. Now we're going to get some exclusive content, but we're also going to get the exclusive content with the cross-platform, with the much better 4K and HDR. So we're getting also Xbox Game Pass, where you don't have to buy the game. You can actually just have the subscription and play the game as long as you have the subscription. So here's what I like about Microsoft. In closing, I want to say a couple of things that I like about the Microsoft. What I like about the Microsoft is, and the Xbox now, is that they're giving the gamers variety of different choices. And that's a healthy thing. That's a good thing. I always like a product, and I always like the company that's giving people a choice. I never liked, a company or a product where they're telling you, oh, okay, this is what you're going to get, and this is what you're getting. I don't like that. That's like you being pressured, you being forced to take it, and this is what you're going to get. I like this idea that Phil Spencer is doing, where he's giving everyone a choice, a different variety of choices. Hey, you don't need to spend $500 on the Xbox One X. You can go with the S. Or if you don't like the S, you can just have your original Xbox One. Maybe you can get the S and just play in the S, and then if you have a really good PC, well, guess what? You can take that Forza Horizon and play it on your 1060 or 1070 graphics cards that you have on your PC. So I like what he's doing. I like that he's giving people a variety of choices. Just like he gives you the choice to play certain games in 1440p, 120 hertz, support a FreeSync. I like these choices. I like that there's these choices where you don't have to spend $63 every week for a new game that's exclusive to Microsoft. Not that every week there will be a new exclusive game, but I'm simply saying I like the fact that you don't have to spend money on Xbox exclusive games. You can just simply purchase a $10 a month Xbox Game Pass, and that Game Pass is what, like $120 a year? For $120 a year, that's the price of 2 games. Think about it. 64 with tax. That's $128. It's actually even more expensive. Those 2 games cost more when you purchase them than what you're going to be paying for the entire year. And you get a much, much better deal with the Xbox Game Pass. So I like what they're doing. I like what Phil Spencer is doing. I like what Microsoft is doing. It's going to be interesting to see what Sony is going to have in store for us. I think Sony can do a little bit better. I know they have these exclusives, and they're really great exclusives, but I think they can do much, much better than this. I think they can expand. I think they can give people choices, different choices. I think they should get rid of the PlayStation Now. No one cares about the PlayStation Now and the online cloud-based gaming. No one cares about that. I think what Sony needs to do, they need to look at their competitors, and they need to do something different. You have a hefty, healthy, gigantic library of PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 3 games. Why don't you bring those games backward compatible on the PlayStation 4 Pro? Why don't you do that? Or why don't you do like a subscription-based, I don't know, like a nostalgia PlayStation whatever subscription where you can download all these games and play them. These old backward compatible games, enhance them. I mean, there's so much Sony could be doing right now with the PlayStation 4 Pro. But it seems that Sony is mainly focused on their first-party games, their AAA games. But I think they can do more than that, in my opinion. Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully this video was informative. This is what I have covered. I tried to dissect this video. I know it's a long video, but I tried to dissect it as much as I can. Because remember, this is 2.5 hours that I'm trying to dissect and give you guys my opinions. This was requested of me to do. People asked me to do this, so here it is. These are my opinions. These are my thoughts. You guys let me know what you think. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Take care.